Welcome into another edition of the Leadership Library, hosted by CEO and author Rocky Romanella. Rocky is the author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts, The Principles of Balanced Leadership, and has over 40 years of business experience as a prominent member of the UPS Supply Chain Solutions team, as well as the CEO of Unitech Global Services. So sit back, grab your notebook, and take a seat, and get ready for this edition of the Leadership Library.
Hello and welcome to the Leadership Library. I'm your host, Rocky Romanella. And today we're going to draw upon the book, Tighten the Lug Nuts. The book, Tighten the Lug Nuts, has many stories in it. It can stand alone on its own. We're going to talk a little bit about this concept of balanced leadership. What is balanced leadership? I think balance is important in everything you do. I think student body left, student body right, just really sends your people, in a tailspin. Your early adopters, they can't wait to adopt, so they're moving as quickly as they can to make you happy. There's that group of people that are sitting there that aren't going to do anything because what they're thinking is, hey, he's going to come up or she's going to come up with a new idea again, just sit tight, things will change. And those individuals in the middle, that 60%, are the ones that are on the fence. So how do you engage them? I think part of the way you engage them is by having balance in the way you approach things in your decision-making process. So let's talk about balanced leadership today in the decision-making process. In the decision-making process, I believe there's three key constituents that have to be represented in every decision you make. It's your customers, your people, your share owners, and stakeholders. You want your people to think like a customer, feel like a valued individual, and act like an owner in all their decisions. So what are some of the things that allow them to think like a customer? Well, do they understand, for example, if you're putting a new product or service to market, do they understand why that product's important, how it fits into the portfolio? If we have a service disconnect, how do we handle it? Do they understand why that product's important to the customer as well as it's important to your organization? How about this concept of feeling like a valued individual? Well, do I get recognition? Do people understand the job I'm doing, and do they understand that I'm working hard and on behalf of the organization? Many times people wonder, well, if there's no advantage to being good, why be good? Right? So what they see sometimes is the good employees getting the extra work, they're getting the extra responsibility, and then the person who's really not working hard is just sitting there watching all of their work go to someone else. And so what ends up happening is they start to think to themselves, well, what's the value in being good? You want them to feel like a valued individual because you recognize the work that they do. So there's good, proper recognition. You have a safety culture, that's safety first. Nothing's more important to you than safety. So much so that you would never put them in harm's way. And then you want them to act like an owner. In all of the decisions that they make, you want them to think, well, if this was my candy store, if I owned this business, would I write that check out of my personal account? And when they start to act like owners, they make much better decisions, and they feel good about their decisions, and they feel good about the fact that their opinion matters. So when you think about this concept of balanced leadership, think about it in terms of the three constituents. And as people bring you new ideas, as you listen to the concepts, think to yourself, are the customers represented? Are the people represented? Are the shareholders, the stakeholders represented? If the customers are represented, that's a good thing. Check that off. If the shareholder stakeholders are represented because the product, for example, in this case, is a profitable product and can make money, it's what we need to help us grow our business, those two constituents are represented. Then the question you would ask is, how about our people? Do they understand why it's important? What training do they need? And when all three groups are represented, your final question would be, if this was your business, would you do it? And so that's how you maintain balance. That's how you make decisions in a balanced fashion. And I think that not only leads to consistency in your leadership, but also the consistency that your people see as you lead them through challenging times, new products and services. Have a great day. Once again, thank you for listening to the Leadership Library. And until the next time, be safe and have a great day.